color jersey on fine?
Always, always. That first game, and everybody's coming out of camp. Everybody's saying the same thing. Just with this option, hopefully you can catch them. You got to catch them before you can hit them, right? So that's the challenge now.
Anything unique about this option that they run, or is this they just do it very well?
Yeah, I think there's always carryover on all these guys. They come from the same tree, so there's some carryover, but everybody can kind of put their little twist on it, and these guys do the same. Obviously, with the experience of the quarterback, you might see the ball in his hands a little bit more than other times. But most of the time, we're going to make that decision. They've got 3 different plays within every play. So, but he's just so excellent in reading that and operating it. That's the biggest problem.
Evidently, he can throw a little bit too.
And usually their throwing game is not elaborate. Usually it's off of play action. Trying to get somebody sucked up, and it's all about eye discipline and eye violations. And they've got smart coaches on the sideline, the box, that are looking at where your eyes are at. So they'll have an answer if you're not where you need to be.
Coach, you mentioned they like to add their twists. Maybe you'll see more twists than normal on Saturday. You're only playing 4 games. Maybe they'll take chances they otherwise would not. Possibly.
Yeah, I've analyzed that. I've gone back and forth. You kind of wonder what their mentality is, and I try not to get too caught up in that, because at the end of the day, you just have to stop what they do. 4-game schedule. What's their mentality? Is it like, every game is like your last, and then they're not playing for any championship, they're not playing for a bowl game, so they got a chance. I saw an article. They got a chance to get in the NFL stadium and come down and knock off somebody that. I've been on the other side of that locker room. Those guys didn't want you out of high school. Those guys didn't recruit you. I've been on the other side, so I can already tell what they're being fed. And at the end of the day, it's every play, whatever it is, whatever their motivation is, it's got a life of its own. So that's how you have to treat it.
Coach, defense is instinct. Now you're talking assignment football. You take him, you take him, you take him. Is it hard getting that into your players?
Well, that's what we do as coaches. It's all assignment. It's assignment and instinct, no matter if it's option or not. But obviously, I'm not going to disregard the question, because it's valid that there's so many different options on one play, and with that ball's going to find a mistake. That ball's going to find a weakness, and if you're not sound across the board, all 11 of you doing your job, it'll find a way to hit. So what do? You preach to them, you show it to them, you show them examples of it, and then you rep it as best you can with the limited amount of reps you get in camp, and get very engaged.
Last time we talked to you, you said the defense was making some gains. What encourages you about their development with what you're trying to do at this point?
Well, you're trying to go good on good in a certain amount of camp against, our offense and the whatever you want to title it, but it's totally different than what we're seeing. And then all of a sudden you had to switch gears since the last time we talked and concentrate more on the option game. So then it's just kind of you want to be better that next day than you were today or yesterday to make those small improvements. And you can't get frustrated because there's going to be a breakdown here or there, and you get better and you're better until you line up on Saturday. No matter if it's option or not, until you actually do it against their speed and their look, which is hard to simulate, and you didn't recruit those kind of guys here. So you're asking an offensive line, scout team, or a look team to give you a look, but they just don't know how to block it. They don't know how to pass it. You've had to put a different player at quarterback to try to simulate the speed. So when you don't recruit to that, it's tough to practice against it. So it's been my history, usually about the second or third series when guys start to say, wow, coach, you're right, that was faster than what we've been practicing, and that, so it's just how quick they can grasp it on Saturday is going to be the key.
Coach, how hard is it with your defensive line? Because they're going to cut block you. That's the whole thing with the option. Is it hard to get that across to your guys? Because they're not used to seeing that, are they?
No, and you have to be smart and count. You don't want to sit there and high-low and whack your linemen you're going to need all year, but you better give them some looks too. And so there's been times that we've gotten after it. We've cut them, we've scooped them from the backside, and we got in their feet, and we got them on the ground. And you get closer to game time, you got to be smart. So it's just like I talked about that next play being the most important play of your life, and it's going to be whacking their knees every day, every play. I mean, every play. So it's high and low, it's scoop, and it's the speed of it. So again, right now we need to have a good day tomorrow. I need to give another day to great walkthroughs on Friday and then after that, be patient on Saturday when there is a breakdown to get it corrected and to try to communicate off the sideline, right? What you see, where were your eyes on that play? It's called coaching.
How do you feel about your rotation up front going into this game?
Well, good. You'll see. We release the depth chart, kind of what we're looking at, but some guys that maybe haven't played before much, and that I have to step up, show us what they can do when the lights come on. That's exciting for them. And depending on how the pace of the game goes, that depends on what the rotation's going to be. So that's kind of unknown right now. Kind of who's being effective, and maybe for somebody this might be too fast for them. Some guys, a lot of guys don't get their chance though.
Coach, I know this is old school, but when you play out, you tackle the dive, hit the quarterback, rally to the pitch guy. Has that changed any at all, or is that still the modus operandi of defense?
Yeah, usually every team they want to establish a dive. If they can do that consistently, it's going to be a long day. And they can do that different ways. They can do it by trapping you. They can do it by inside veer, outside veer, midline. But at all those times you're doing that, if you've got to commit another guy to that, you're weak. So you've got to have individuals that can play off a block and make a tackle and stay on their feet. Because if you start having to commit more than you want to that, then that's what they're looking for, right? And that's why it's such an effective offense as far as ball control, move the ball, run the clock.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys.